Good morning and welcome to Year 4 Maths with me, Miss Dowley. So let's start by writing the short date and underlining, and then writing the learning objective. I can find different fractions and underlining. So our first activity asks you to colour in the fractions below. So we have a quarter, a half and 3/4. Off you go. Okay, so how did you do? Let's have a look. So a quarter means we pick one of the 4 parts. A half means we again pick one of the 2 parts. And 3/4 means that we choose 3 of the 4 parts, 3/4. And I'm sure your colouring in is much neater. So sometimes a fraction is the same as another. So below we can see that the half here of the circle is exactly the same as 2/4. If we colour in 2/4, it makes half. So just to show you that 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4. So if you see something asking you to colour in 2/4, it means the same as half. So sometimes shapes may be divided into more sections. And if we're finding half, we need to come back to sharing the parts into 2. So here you can see a circle and it has been divided into 8 parts. Now this is asking you to find half of those parts. So half of 8 is 4, and we can see 4 parts coloured in. If we are finding a quarter, we need to share into 4 parts. So here we have 12 parts. We need to share them into 4, and here we can see a quarter of 12 is 3. We've got 3 parts coloured in. And if we're finding a third, we need to share into 3 parts. So again, here we've got 6 circles. We want to find a third of them. So we've shared them into 3 parts and coloured in. Here we go. You can see that a third of 6 equals 2. So can you find 6 different ways to shade half of these shapes? Pause whilst you have a try. Okay, let's have a go. So we want to find half, okay? So there's 4 on each, and half will mean that we are colouring 2 squares. So I'm going to do mine very quickly. So here's one way. Here's another way. Here's another way to colour half. And I'm going to do this one. So that's another way of colouring half. And then here, I'm going to colour this one and this one. So that's still 2 parts, which will make half. And oh, this one, I'm going to do this one here and this one. Okay. So you can see that I've found 6 different ways to colour in half of these shapes. So this one is asking you to shade a quarter of these shapes and then to shade a quarter in a different way. Pause whilst you have a try. And then let's have a quick go now. So here's the first one. So I found a quarter. Now because there are 8 here, I need to colour in 2. And because there are 8 here, I also need to colour in 2. So here I'm going to do a different way. So I'm going to do this end. I'm going to do this one here. I'm going to do this one here for a quarter. And I'm going to do this one and this one. Okay, not very neatly. How did you get on? So find different ways to colour 2/4 of this shape. So remember, if we divide into 4, we want to do 2 quarters, and there are 12 in each. So that means we will need to colour in 6 of the squares to be half. So I'm going to do this way first. So that's 1. That's 2. I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to do 2 of these squares, and then again to do 2 quarters here, so you can see those. And then I'm going to do 2 here, and then I'm going to do a row down here, and then I'm going to do a row here. So to do 2 quarters, I have to have coloured in 6 squares each time. So what is 2 quarters the same as? Can you remember what 2 quarters is the same as? Well done, it's the same as half. So for more resources on fractions, again, try the Oak Academy and try the BBC Bite Size.